Finally got our order in from Dan's Fish. I've ordered from Dan a bunch of times, so I'm not worried about the shipping. The last two unboxing, you've seen that we've kind of run into some issues with shipping, especially this time of year with some sellers. This heat pack is nice and warm. And these are some pretty rare rice fish that there's not a lot of information about. Yeah, these are doing well. Nice size to the body. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these names right now on camera until I know for sure how to say them. We got two different strains. I'll put them on the screen here. But thankfully they're marked because I won't be able to tell the difference out of the bag. Most of them, all of them look really good, so let's get them in the tanks. Now I just moved these guys in. Obviously they're going to be freaked out, not colored up. But I did want to show that for this strain, most of them kind of have what looks like a fungal issue going on the back of the tail. It was much clearer in the bag, and they were kind of, it was more stringy, so you could see kind of the tip there on some of them, and it was stringy, so it looks like a fungal issue, and that's not a big deal. We could take care of that. But the reason I'm showing this is just to show some of the reasons why I quarantine everything that comes in and I medicate everything that comes in. So if I didn't catch that and I put the meds in anyway, we are now ahead of the game with preventing and treating whatever is going on with them. Oh, there's an example there. You can see that kind of stringiness. So these guys are gonna get meds just like everything else. These guys might get some extra, some salt. I usually don't add salt, but I might put a little bit in if it is a fungal issue. I'm gonna do a little bit more research and see if I can find something online that looks exactly like what's going on here. But that can happen during shipping. Fish get super stressed. These guys are wild caught, so they're obviously not in the trade for a while, getting shipped, getting bred in hobbyist tanks and farms. But I'm sure these guys will bounce back. We'll check on them once they're colored up, maybe tomorrow. The other strain here did a little bit better in the shipping process. They're already starting to color up. They've been in here for maybe 15 minutes. And then I don't see anything, any bacterial or fungal issue. And again, it's not a big deal at all. That sometimes happens in the shipping process. Even if they were shipped for express shipping one day. Some fish handle shipping better than others. I have fish here in the fish room that I have for myself because I know they don't ship well. These guys are great size. They're much bigger than I thought. I think long term they're going to need a 20, but they're going to quarantine here in the 10. And we'll check back in on these guys in a day. Maybe we can start seeing some of that really good color, even though we're seeing it now with this strain. Checking in on these guys 2 days later. They look a whole lot better. They've obviously colored up really well. Whatever fungal or bacterial thing they had going on is almost gone. It's not completely gone yet, but it's much, much better. The color on these guys is amazing. The pattern on the body, the nice blue eye. And believe it or not, we actually have eggs already in this algae. Let's see if I can kind of focus in on one. You can see it kind of right there. There were a bunch of them up front earlier this morning, and obviously that's where they're hanging out, right up front. So I'm sure they just picked them off. But there's probably other ones that are better hidden that will probably make it. I'm not focused on breeding these guys just yet, just because I want to get them healthy and used to my water. They're eating live baby brine. They seem to be doing really well and they're active. So I'm pretty confident I'll be able to breed these guys and get some fry out of them, especially if I pull this algae mop out and put it in another tank. There's not a whole lot of information on these guys just yet. I'm going to try to research and see how long it takes for the eggs to hatch. With other rice fish, I don't have to do methylene blue or anything like that. I just literally drop the mop in another tank. The other strain's also doing well. These guys didn't have any visible issues coming in, so I expected them to recover from the shipping pretty quickly. These guys also look really good. They have more of a yellow body. They still have that blue eye. They do have less pattern on the body, but this group is looking good. Dan was really making an effort to make sure I got both sexes. Pretty sure I do have both sexes. Some seem to have more pattern than others, and a little bit of different finnage. So I appreciate that. That's why I bought all the ones he had. I wanted to make sure that I definitely had both sexes. And with 9 of each, I think, the odds are pretty good for having both sexes. And these guys, I'm not expecting to breed just yet, just because the Java moss I have there's not a ton of it. It's not nearly enough in this setup to make sure that they're not eating the eggs. You saw in the other tank, even then, with it completely covered on the bottom, we were still having them pick off the eggs. So we'll have to set this up once they're fully acclimated. So there you have it. More new rice fish to the fish room. These guys are a little bit more on the rare side here in the US. Not much about them is really known or available online. I'm excited to work with them. There's probably going to be some trial and error in there, but hopefully I can breed these guys and get them out to more hobbyists, make them more available here in the US. Check out Dan's Fish if you haven't. He's always bringing in cool and rare stuff. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.